All right, good morning, guys. I've got a day of work here, and then I get a day off tomorrow. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to tonight having a day off, a night off. Look, I'm on here, guys. People think it's funny when I say certain things. So I am on here. It's live. I'm recording this, but there's no script. So I'm going to say things sometimes. I'm going to misspeak sometimes. So I try to think as I go, but sometimes I've got so much to say that it's just like, it's easy to miscommunicate. So anyways, lots to talk about today. I'm like wondering which angle I want to take on this video. I think I'll do another video later about what I wanted to talk about. But today I want to talk about, I listened to Mel Gibson last night. And who doesn't know Mel Gibson, right? Amazing guy. Amazing actor, amazing director. And then I listened to him as a Christian. And he was out there with Joe Rogan. And he was talking about how, he doesn't believe everything in the Catholic Church. Like he talks about being very Christian, how he doesn't believe in these, popes who have, molested a lot of kids. And he talked about, I'll probably post a video. He talked about something about the Pope now who's covering things up. So I think there was Pope Benedict. I don't really pay attention to these popes. I just don't. They're men. They're not God. People treat them like they're God. I remember my father saying something like he doesn't really believe in church, and I think his version of church, his version of church was these popes that do these things, right? I don't know why people think that is church. So obviously that's wrong, right? But he was witnessing to Joe Rogan, and he's like, "Do you really believe?" And Mel Gibson's like, "Yeah, like God's sitting right there." And he's like, "This is the historical stuff, etc." So, Mel Gibson is a huge example, and of course, the movie The Passion of Christ had a lot of criticism coming out because of the violence. The violence was, I think, probably on target, if not more, of what Jesus went through to die for us. And as I watched The Chosen, um, it was just, really, some parts were really good, where you can see, Jesus thinking about knowing that his time was going to come, that he came on earth to teach men truly who God was, because so many people, especially the Pharisees and the religious leaders like today, took advantage of people. They took advantage of them and did not teach who God really was. So Jesus had a mission not only to set people right with who God really was, but he was God, and the Trinity, three in one, and nobody can really understand that. But he died, and we see the humanity of Jesus, that he actually chose to go on a mission and say, "I'm coming to earth and I'm going to die for people." That is how my Father wants it, and that's what I'm going to do. And he died for us. He actually went and came to this earth just to die, for us, so that we can have eternity. And when you think of the amount of debt we all have just by our sin nature, that we all mess up, we all are full of sin. Just look at the jails, guys. Look at the prisons, right? Look at that. Um, he paid a debt that cannot be repaid. So just like if you're in the military and someone dies for you, you feel like, you owe that person a sense of gratitude, a sense of duty in life. We as Christians are the luckiest people in the world, and we owe that thankfulness to God for everything he gives us. And I usually just thank God, he knows the desires of our heart. I go along in life and I'm like last night, I'm just like, oh, I really want this, something to eat. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It worked out. I got it. And just like depending on him, like, you know, God, I really am praying for this or for that. And when he shows you things, you know he answered your prayer. So we have, the older I get as a Christian, the more I see how good God is. Yes, things happen in life. Awful things happen. Crazy things happen. But our God is good, and he sees us through it all. So just was really impressed with Mel Gibson last night and the way he stood up for Christ. And he's an amazing example. He has a huge platform to do that. And hopefully Joe Rogan will be saved. So I just wanted to share how important it is to build on Christ. I had a crazy dream last night, you know, of somebody who had died, and then this person was crying because they died. And in my dream, I'm like, why didn't you prepare? You knew God was real and you didn't prepare. So it was a weird dream. It felt really real when I woke up this morning. So make sure you're prepared, guys. We prepare for everything else in life, right? We look at life insurance. We look at other things. Why do we not prepare for that day of death?